I was a broke 20-year-old at the time of this incident. I had a sales job which required me to travel in and around the town. I did not have a car, so bus and trains were the only means of commute I had. I once had to meet one of our clients at his house. His house was a nice, multi-floor mansion just outside the town. The deal was a success and I was happy about it. Well, that doesn't matter as what happened next changed my mood. Since the client's mansion was in the country, bus was the only option I had. By the time I reached the stop, it was already getting dark. I was the only one at the stop. I waited for about an hour, but not even a single bus passed. It was pitch dark around the stop, and it dawned on me that maybe it would not be wise to wait further for the bus. I had no other option but to ask for a lift to reach the city. I saw a car's headlights in the distance and began waving my hands as it came near. The car stopped and the man in the driver's seat lowered the windows. He asked me where I was headed and told me to get in. I thanked him and got in the car. I tried to have small conversations with him, but I soon realized that maybe he was not someone who was interested in talking. I thought, never mind, at least I will reach my home before it gets too late. Only 10 minutes had passed since we started, and suddenly a white car from behind overtook us. He was rash driving and was too close to our car. The man whose car I was in began mumbling something under his breath. I did not pay much attention until now, but I was becoming increasingly worried. I noticed that there was one more car coming from behind us. The white car turned and stopped in what looked like an abandoned gas station. Just as I was a little relieved, our car pulled in behind him. I asked the man what happened, but he completely ignored me and got down from the car. As he was getting down, I saw a handgun in his pocket. The car behind us also came in the gas station, while another car came in from the opposite direction. All in all, within a matter of minutes, 10 or 12 men had gathered at the gas station. The car I was in had its headlights on, and I could see at least 3 or 4 of the men having guns with them. I did not know what was going on, but I just wanted to get out of there. As quickly as this happened, 2 or 3 of the men began cursing each other. It soon led to a huge brawl with men fighting each other. I opened the car door and began running towards the main road. However, one of the men saw me and yelled at me to stop. It was a split-moment decision for me. Either stop and be at the mercy of those men, or keep running, hoping that the men won't follow. I kept running and could hear the man telling his fellow men to follow me. I knew they had cars, so running on the road was not an option. There was a line of trees on the right, and I ran straight towards it. I kept running for 5 minutes and saw a few bushes ahead. I ducked down in those bushes and hoped for the men to pass. The men came within a minute or two. I could not see them, but could hear their footsteps. I heard one of them say, "Shoot him the moment you see him." I won't lie, my entire life flashed before me as I heard this. The men went further deep into the woods. After I was sure that there was no one around, I ran towards the main road. I reached the main road and fortunately a bus came at that exact moment. I frantically waved my hands at the bus like a madman. I finally reached my home at about 10 p.m. I soon bought a new car and vowed never to hitchhike again. I was once driving through a rural highway at night. I was returning from a family function and was fairly late to return. The road was covered by dense forest and the highway was unusually quiet. As I was lost in my thoughts, my car headlights revealed a man at a distance sticking his hand out in the air in the standard lift action. I had my car breaking down once or twice previously, and had hitchhiked my way out of there. I thought it was my turn to help someone in need and stopped my car. The man was going in the same direction I was, and so I asked him to get in. I began asking him about himself and what he was doing alone in the middle of the woods at that hour. He either gave me one word or completely unrelated answers which did not make any sense. I stopped talking to him when I realized there was no point in continuing with the conversation. After about 5 minutes, I happened to look on the side of the man. He was staring at me. It was not just any ordinary stare. It was as if he could read my mind. I pressed on the gas even harder so that we could at least get out of the woods and reach civilization quickly. Maybe he realized it too. After about 10 more minutes, he told me to stop the car. We were still in the middle of nowhere. I just knew something bad was about to happen. The man pulled out a pocket knife and yelled at me to give him whatever money I had. He also told me to give my mobile to him. The man was much bigger than me, and there was no way I could have fought him. I was only praying for him to leave me alive. Just as I had given up all hopes, a miracle happened. A cop car rolled in front of us, and 2 police officers quickly got out of the car. The man got out from the passenger side and ran towards the woods. I yelled at the cops to catch the man. One of the cops fired a warning shot in the air to let the man know there was no point in running. The man surrendered and I got my mobile and money back. The officers took down all the details of the incident. Apparently, those cops were at a rest stop I had just passed and saw that I was overspeeding. So they were following me all the way from the rest stop, but I could not see them as I had all my attention on the man. I thanked the cops as they left with the man. I still take the same highway to meet my family, but I have never ever stopped my car for anyone asking for a lift.